A giant ship sails forward, but deep below the hull is quietly cracking apart. Then workers appear from inside, patching every crack, and slowly the ship rises back up.
Hey there.
Imagine you owe
Have you
more
ever
money than
wondered
you
how
could ever
animation
pay back
works?
in your entire life.
It's actually quite.
Your
This
bills
is
keep
the most
piling up and
important point
everyone
we
you owe
need
money to
address
wants it
today.
right now. Most people would call that the end, but some of the biggest companies called it a plan.
Hello and welcome.
Today we are
I'm
talking
glad you
about
could make it.
bankruptcy, the
We have a
kind that
lot of
saved
exciting things to
airlines,
cover
car
today,
companies,
so
and
let's get
retail giants. Let us start from zero and understand exactly what bankruptcy really means for a company. Bankruptcy is a legal process where a person or company officially says they cannot pay their debts. Most people think bankruptcy means you are done and finished forever, but that is not always true. There are actually different types
I'm
of bankruptcy,
serious. We
and they
need to
do not
rethink
all
this whole
mean
situation
the exact same
immediately.
thing. Door 1 is called Chapter 7. That means you sell everything, pay what you can, and close forever.
It will be done
But Door 2 is
exactly
called
as we
Chapter
discussed.
11, and it is a completely
my
different
word.
path with a different outcome. Chapter 11 says the company stays open and gets a real chance to reset all of its debts. It is like calling a referee to blow the whistle, pause the game, and let you rearrange your entire team.
I want to show
The court
you
looks at
exactly
everything
how we
carefully
plan
and
to
then
move
says,
forward.
okay, you have time,
The
now make a
potential here
plan.
is
This process can take months or sometimes even years, while the company slowly rebuilds its entire structure. During this time, the company is fully protected, and creditors cannot sue, seize assets, or force payment.
Trust me.
That breathing
this is the
room is
strategy
worth
we
more than
need.
gold when
I
your
have the
company is
data right
already
here to
drowning
back it
in
up.
debt pressure. Here is the part nobody talks about in business school. Some companies walk into bankruptcy on purpose. They do not fall into bankruptcy by accident. They walk into it deliberately with a plan already written. It is called a pre-packaged bankruptcy. The deal is negotiated before filing, so everyone already agrees. Before filing, they negotiate directly with their biggest creditors, and everyone agrees on the deal beforehand. Why would creditors agree to take less? Because something is always better than getting nothing at all. The math is
that's
simple.
correct.
Keep
We
the
are
company
confident in the
alive and
approach
recover
and the
something, or
results we're
watch it
seeing so
collapse
far.
and recover nothing. Companies end up in this position for 3 main reasons, and each one is more common than you think. Reason 1, they took on too much debt trying to grow too fast, and the foundation could not hold. Reason 2, the world changed around them, but their business model never adapted or kept up with change. Reason 3, a crisis nobody saw coming hit the company hard and wiped out revenue almost overnight. In all 3 cases, the debt becomes impossible and revenue can no longer keep up with what is owed. The more you struggle to pay debt,
Check
the
out what
worse
just
it gets.
arrived.
It is a
This is
trap
going to
that
change
speeds up the
everything.
faster you run. Bankruptcy is the only legal escape hatch from the debt trap, and some companies know exactly how to use it.
As you can see
When a
from the
company
chart,
discovers
our
this
growth
path,
quarter has
the
been
entire
absolutely
strategy
phenomenal.
shifts
We're
from
tracking
survival
20%
panic
above
to
projections.
calculated, deliberate planning. Here is
As you
something
can see from the
surprising.
graph,
During
our
Chapter
Q3
11,
profits
companies can
skyrocketed
actually borrow
thanks to the
brand
new
new fresh
strategy
money from
laid out in this
investors.
report.
These are
Wow,
called
this is
distressed debt
amazing.
investors,
So
and they
much to
absolutely
watch.
love finding companies inside bankruptcy protection. They buy in when prices are at rock bottom, and if the company survives, their investment can multiply enormously. So how does a company actually come out the other side? Let us walk through exactly what the reset button does. Step 1. The company files in court, and immediately all debt collection activity stops completely and instantly.
Oh,
Every
the
creditor
chef's special
is
looks
frozen
amazing.
mid-reach. No
I will have
lawsuits,
that one.
no seizures, no calls, total pause on all collection activity.
The
Step
classic
2.
burger is
The
driving
company submits a
unprecedented
full
growth.
reorganization
Our sales are
plan showing
absolutely
exactly
soaring,
how it will
making
pay
this
people
our
back
top
going
performer
forward.
yet. The
The
key
plan
thing to
tells the
remember
court what
is
they
that
are
the new
cutting,
policy
what they are
takes effect
keeping, and how
immediately.
they become profitable again. Step 3. Creditors vote on the plan, and if enough say yes, the court officially approves the entire reorganization. Step 4. The court approves the plan and the company officially exits bankruptcy with a brand new structure. The heavy backpack of debt is finally removed and the company stands up straight and breathes again for real. New structure, lighter debt, a genuine fresh start and a real chance to grow and compete again from scratch. Airlines, car companies, retailers, hotel chains, and energy companies have all used this exact process successfully. These were not failures, they were deliberate, calculated transformations using the system exactly as it was designed. The company that enters bankruptcy and the company that exits are often two completely different organizations entirely. Fewer locations, fewer product lines, a leaner team, but no crushing debt, and a real path to profitability ahead. The workers who survived the cuts now have a company that can actually afford to pay them going forward. The creditors who stuck around through the process get something real back instead of walking away with absolutely nothing. And the investors who bet on the turnaround at rock bottom prices sometimes walk away with enormous returns. The graph tells the whole story. A hard crash downward and then a determined climb back up toward recovery. Bankruptcy is not always a white flag. Sometimes it is the smartest chess move a company can ever make. The king looked completely cornered, but one unexpected move changed the entire outcome of the game completely. The best business minds do not just know how to grow, they know exactly how and when to survive strategically. Chapter 7 says it is over. Chapter 11 says let us try again with a smarter plan this time around. The ship that was cracking and sinking is now fully repaired and sailing forward stronger than it ever was before. So here is everything we learned today about one of the most misunderstood tools in all of business strategy. Bankruptcy is not always a white flag. For smart companies, it is a deliberate and calculated strategic legal tool. Chapter 7 ends everything. Chapter 11 preserves everything worth saving and builds a real path forward. The difference between dying in debt and surviving is often just knowing which tools exist and when to use them. The legal system built an escape hatch into itself, and the smartest companies walk through it with a full plan ready. Every character in this story played a role, and every role exists in the real business world around you right now. Behind every bankruptcy filing are real people with real jobs and real lives, depending on the outcome every single time. Bankruptcy is not the end of the story. For some companies, it is the most important chapter of their entire journey. Sometimes surviving looks a lot like quitting, until you realize they were playing a completely different game entirely. The king was never losing. It was simply waiting for exactly the right moment to make its perfect move. If this changed how you think about money and business, share it with someone who thinks bankruptcy only means failure. If you want to understand how the business world really works behind there is a lot more where this came from. We will see you in the next one very soon.